Hi everyone, today I will show you how to create an interactive and visual appealing sales dashboard in Microsoft Power BI. Whether you are new to data analytics or just exploring Power BI for the first time, this video is perfect place to start. Whatever you are seeing in front of your screen will be our final output and this dashboard. So I will give you an overview of this particular dashboard. This dashboard is complete dynamic and interactive dashboard that will be operated by a few filters and a few slicers. So the topic which we'll do is sales analysis, and I will provide a link in the description box where you can download the dataset. So the first filter we have is the country filter. This is allow us to filter out visuals by country name. For example, if I click on Australia, the dashboard will display only the data for Australia. Similarly, you can filter for Belgium, Brazil, and so on. We also have filters for month and quarters, which make the dashboard complete dynamic. Additionally, we have included some primary KPIs, charts, and graphs that provide key insights. So that was a quick overview of the dashboard. Now let's break it down into actionable steps. Here are the steps we will cover one by one in this video. Let's dive into the first step, which is requirement gathering. This is a crucial step in any project. Before we start building, we need to gather requirement from the client or stakeholders. In real world scenario, this involves meeting where you can discuss what needs to be done in the project. For this tutorial, let's assume our client wants a sales dashboard with the following feature: a primary KPI showing total revenue and total quantity, a dynamic filters by country, month and quarter, and insight presented through charts and graphs. Step 2 is identifying stakeholders. Stakeholders are the end user of the dashboard. This might be managers, analysts, or other team members who will be use the dashboard to derive insights. Understanding their needs will be guide us in designing a user-friendly and informative dashboard. Step 3 is raw data overview. In this step, we review the raw data, essentially our database. We analyze the structure and connect the data to ensure it's suitable to our project. Step 4 is connecting data to Power BI. Now we connect our raw data or database to Power BI desktop. This step allows us to pull data we will be working with. Step 5 is data cleaning. Once the data is connected, we clean and modifying it to fit our requirement. This might involve removing duplicates, filling missing values, or standardizing formats. Step 6 is data processing. In this step, we perform calculation using Power Query. This helps us to prepare the data for visualization. Step 7 is designing the background. The dashboard background you see was designed in PowerPoint. I will show you how to create a professional and visual appealing background for your dashboard. Step 8 is data visualization. Here we design charts and graphs that will provide meaningful insight. As we create each chart, I will explain what insight it drives and how user can interpret it. Step 9 is building the dashboard. Finally, we bring all the elements together to build a fully functional dashboard. Along the way, I will share tips to enhance the user experience. Now that we have outlined the step, let's begin the step 1 which is requirement gathering. Remember, this is one of the most important steps. Even in the industry, you will typically sit down with the client and your team to discuss project objective and features. So here is the background information on our task. Suppose you are working in a firm and a stakeholder or client has requested these questions. In this task, we will create visual based on 4 questions the client or stakeholder has asked for. So question 1 is: the client of a retail store is interested in viewing the time series of the revenue data for year 2011 only. He would like to view granular data by looking into revenue for each month. Question 2 is: the client wants to view the top 10 countries generating the highest revenue, the quantity sold, and the revenue generated. They do not want the United Kingdom in this visual. Question 3 is: the client of the retail store wants to view the information on the top 10 customer by revenue. Question 4 is: the client wants to gain insight into the demand for their products. He wants to look at all countries and see which regions have their greatest demand. There is no need to show data for United Kingdom, as the client is more interested in viewing the countries that have expenses opportunity. So the next step of our project is the data overview. Let's explore the data sets we will working with and understand its structure and details. This particular file is an Excel file which will serve as our database for today. You can find a link in the description box to download this file and use in your system. In real world scenario, you might be provided with a flat file like Excel, PDF or CSV file. However, most of time you will work with the database like SQL Server, Oracle, MySQL or others. Sometimes data is sourced from service like Azure or Amazon Web Service, which can connect to Power BI. There are many connectors available for importing dataset. For this project, we will use Excel file. Let's take a closer look at the data. This file contains almost 552,000 rows and 8 columns. Before starting with Power BI or any other visualization tool, always study your data first. Understanding your data is a critical because 60-70% of your insight come from data analysis itself. Look at the flow of data from higher level to lower level, study the granularity and examine the level of detail. Once you have thoroughly analyzed the data, it becomes much easier to build a dashboard. The remaining 30-40% of the work involve visualization and driving insights. Now let's bring this data into Power BI. I have opened a new Power BI file to start the project. By default, Power BI provide connectors for Excel, SQL Server and blank tables. If your data source isn't listed, you can use the get data option to find additional connectors. For our project, we will connect to an Excel workbook. Click on the get data, select Excel workbook and then click connect. Power BI will prompt you to locate your file. For me, the file is on my dashboard, so I will select it and click open. The data will take some time to load depending on its size. Once the data loads, you will see a navigator screen. Here you can select the sheet containing your data. Check to ensure all columns are present and the sample data looks correct. If there are issues, use the transform data option to clean or edit the data as needed. For now, I will click load to import the data. After clicking load, the data will take some time to import based on its size. Once loaded, you will see the 3 panels in Power BI. So the first is report view. This is where we will build visuals and the dashboard. Second is data view. This panel displays the imported data, allowing you to check for correctness. Any new calculations or columns added will be also appear here. Third is model view. This panel is used for data modeling, where you can join multiple tables using primary and foreign keys. In our case, we will work with a single table, so data modeling won't be required. Let's return to the data view to confirm that everything looks good. Before we can begin with the analysis, make sure that the data is cleaned properly. You have noticed that the data contains some returns to the store which are provided in negative quantities, and they are unit price that were input in errors. You will need to perform the following steps to clean this data. The first is check that the quantity should not be below 1 unit, and the second is check that the unit price should not be below $0. So we can again go to the report view, go to the home ribbon tab and click on the transform data. This will open a new window and take us into Power Query Editor. This is where we can clean and transform our data. Once we are in the Power Query Editor, the first step is to ensure that all the data types are correct. So go to the Transform ribbon tab and click on Detect Data Type. This will automatically adjust the data type for all columns based on their content. Next, let's clean the quantity column. We need to filter out any row where the quantity is less than 1 unit. So click on the drop down arrow at the top of the quantity column. In the filter option, uncheck all the value below 1. Now the quantity column meet our requirement. Similarly, for the unit price column, we will remove the row where the column is less than 0. So click on the drop down arrow at the top of the unit price column. Uncheck all the value below 0, and that's it. The unit price column is now clean. As we have shown in the requirement, the stakeholder only want 2011 data. For this, now let's filter the data to include only record from 2011. First, select the date column and go to the transform ribbon tab. Click on date only to extract just date from the column. Next, filter the column to include only record from the year 2011. Once the data is cleaned, go to the home ribbon tab and click close and apply. This will save all the changes and load the updated data back into Power BI. If the data set is large, it might take some time to load. Once it's done, you will see the clean data in Microsoft Power BI ready for analysis. Now let's start with our visualization part. So our first requirement is to display a time series of the revenue data for the year 2011. The client wants to view the data showing the revenue for each month. However, as we look at the data set, we notice there is no revenue available, so we need to calculate the revenue first. So to calculate revenue, let's switch to the data view in Power BI. Once in the data view, click on the new column in the modeling ribbon tab. Name this column revenue. Enter the formula in the formula bar, which is revenue equals to quantity into unit price. This multiplies the quantity and unit price column to calculate the revenue for each record. Now that we have the revenue column, now again go to the report view and let's visualize the revenue for each month in 2011. For that, add a line chart to your canvas. Set the axis field to month name. Set the value field to the newly created revenue column. Ensure the months are displayed in the correct order by sorting them as needed. Format the chart to make it visual appealing. Add a title, adjust axis label, and make sure the visualization align with the client requirement. And there you have it, a time series visualization showing the monthly revenue for the year 2011. Let's move on to our second requirement, which is the client wants to view the top 10 countries generating the highest revenue and quantity sold. However, they have explicitly mentioned that the United Kingdom should not be included in the visual. Let's get started. So first let's add a cluster column chart to the canvas. Go to the visualization pane and select the cluster column chart visual. Drag the country column to the x-axis field and drag both the revenue and quantity column to the y-axis field. This will display both the revenue generated and the quantity sold for each country. Now, as per the client's requirement, we need to exclude the United Kingdom from this visualization. So for that, go to the filter pane, drag the country column into filters on this visual section. In the filter options, deselect the checkbox for the United Kingdom. Next, we will refine the visual to show only the top 10 countries based on the revenue. So in the filter pane, click on the drop down for the country field. Choose top 10 as a filter type. Enter 10 in the input box to show the top 10 countries. And drag the revenue column into the by value field to filter based on revenue. Finally, let's format the chart to make it clear and visual appealing. So add the titles that reflect the client's requirements, such as top 10 countries by revenue and quantity sold, and adjust the axis label, color and data labels for better readability. And there you have it, a cluster column chart that displaying the top 10 countries by revenue and quantity sold, excluding the United Kingdom. Now let's move on to our third requirement, which is the client of the retail store wants to view the information on the top 10 customer by revenue. So for this, we also add a cluster column chart to the canvas. So go to the visualization pane and select the cluster column chart visual and drag the customer ID column to the x-axis field and drag the revenue column to the y-axis field. So for this also we have to exclude United Kingdom from this. So go to the filter pane, drag the country column into the filters on this visual section. In the filter option, deselect the checkbox for the United Kingdom. Next, we will refine the visuals to show only the top 10 customer ID based on revenue. So in the filter pane, click on the drop down for the customer ID field. Choose top N as a filter type. Enter 10 in the input box to show the top 10 country and drag the revenue column into the by value field to filter the based on revenue. So again, let's format the chart to make it clear and visual appealing. Add a title that reflects the client requirement, such as top 10 customer by revenue. Adjust the axis label, color and data labels for better readability. And there you have it, a cluster column chart displaying the top 10 customer by revenue. Now move on to the last requirement, which is that the client want to gain insight into the demand for their products. He want to look at all the countries and see which region have the greatest demand. There is no need to show the data for the United Kingdom, as the client is more interested in viewing the countries that have expenses opportunity. So for that, we use the map chart visual. For this, we add a map chart to the canvas. So go to the visualization pane and select the map chart visual. Drag the country column into the location field. Drag the quantity column to the bubble size field. So for this also we can exclude the United Kingdom from this. So go to the filter pane, drag the country column into the filter on the visual section. In the filter option, deselect the checkbox for the United Kingdom. So again, let's format the chart to make it clear and visual appealing. Add the title that reflects the client requirements such as quantity by country. Adjust the axis label, color and data labels for better readability. Now we will enhance our dashboard by adding filters and some KPIs to provide a clear summary of the data. Now first let's add a filter for country, month and quarter. These filters will allow the client to slice the data and view insight based on a specific criteria. So go to the visualization pane and select the slicer visual and drag the country column into the slicer to create a filter for countries. Repeat the same step for the month and quarter column, adding them as separate slicer. Arrange the slicer neatly on your Canva for easy access. Now let's add the important KPI, which are total revenue and the total quantity. To display the total revenue, go to the visualization pane, select the card visual and drag the revenue column into the card. This will display the sum of the revenue across all record. Repeat the process for the total quantity. So add the another card visual, drag the quantity column into the card. This will display the total quantity sold. To ensure the dashboard look clean and professional, let's format the visuals. Rename the slicers and card appropriately. For example, label the card visuals as total quantity and total revenue. Adjust the font, size, color and alignment for clarity. Arrange the filters and KPI logically on canvas, ensuring they are easy to interact with. And there you have it. We have successfully added filters for country, month and quarters along with the KPIs for total revenue and total quantity. This makes the dashboard dynamic and insightful, allowing the client to analyze data efficiently. Now we will bring together all the visuals we have created so far and design a single report page. So to get started, let's create a new page for our report. At the bottom of RBI, click the plus icon to add a new page. This will serve as the canvas where we will combine all our visuals. To make the report visual appealing, we will use a custom background which we already created in PowerPoint. So go to the View ribbon tab and select the page background. Click on the Browse button and upload the background image. Adjust the transparency slider as needed to ensure the visuals stand out against the background. Now let's bring all the visuals we have created onto this report page. Navigate to the previous page where your visuals are located. Select visuals, right click and choose copy. Go to the new report page and paste the visuals using Ctrl V. Repeat the process for all visuals including the slicers, KPI and charts. Once all visuals are on the page, we will align them with the background design. Drag and resize each visuals to fit the designated sections of the background. Ensure there is enough spacing between visuals to maintain clarity and readability. Double check that the slicers, charts and KPI are logically positioned for easy to use. At last, let's add some finishing touches to make the report professional and client ready. Rename the report page to something meaningful like sales dashboard. Format titles, add data labels and font to ensure consistency across visuals. Preview the report in full screen mode to check for the alignment issue. And there you have it, a well organized report page combining all the visuals we have created, complete with the custom background. This report is now ready for the presentation to the client. That's it, you have created a fully interactive sales dashboard in Microsoft Power BI. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more data analytics tutorials. See you in the next video.